Picture this. You come home absolutely exhausted after a long day. You open your laptop, and instead of grinding away, spending 3 tedious hours cutting video clips, adjusting timelines, running out long email chains, or trying to piece together your week, you simply speak. You just say, hey, combine these photos, fix the lighting in this video, and give it a cinematic style. And boom. With a single sentence, the heavy lifting is completely done in seconds. We are rapidly moving into an era where large language models are evolving into active, highly capable digital assistants. And today, we're exploring exactly how to leverage that power.
Here's the roadmap for our explainer today. First up, meet your digital butler. Second, the world simulation engine. Third, video editing in action. Fourth, the golden prompt structure. And finally, number 5, limitations and rules.
Seriously, ask yourself, what if you could delegate 80% of your boring work? That's the massive promise of what we're talking about today. By the end of our time together, you're going to walk away knowing exactly how to reclaim your time from those mundane, energy-draining tasks. You learn how to multiply your productivity and hand off the heavy lifting, all without paying a $1,000 executive assistant salary.
Let's jump right into Section 1, Meet Your Digital Butler. Okay, let's dive into this. A lot of us have used standard free AI chatbots, right? Like the base version of Gemini, known as Gemini Flash. And look, they're fantastic for answering basic questions or generating some text. But today, we're focusing on the major leagues, Gemini Omni. The contrast between the old way of working and the Omni workflow is just staggering. Think about the traditional way. It usually involves opening up heavy, resource-intensive software like Premiere Pro or CapCut. You're spending hours manually tweaking timelines, meticulously adjusting keyframes, color grading shot by single shot, and managing a dozen different audio and video layers. It's incredibly draining. The Omni way offers a completely new reality, just communicating your vision to an AI for a few seconds to get that exact same, highly polished result. It's a premium tier that steps way beyond simple text prediction. It actually understands the mechanics of the real world to execute complex creative tasks.
Moving right along to Section 2, the world simulation engine.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the concept of true multimodality and world simulation. This is the magic happening under the hood. Omni isn't just pushing pixels around a screen based on some flat, two-dimensional pattern it memorized. Google trained this system to natively understand physics, biology, culture, and history. You might be wondering, why does a physics engine even matter for editing video? Well, because without it, you get that creepy, uncanny valley effect. You get limbs that morph strangely or shadows facing completely the wrong direction. But because Omni possesses actual world simulation capabilities, it inherently knows that if a ball falls, object permanence dictates it has to hit the floor and bounce with a certain trajectory. It knows how clothes should naturally fold and ripple when the wind hits them. This underlying simulation engine is exactly what allows it to manipulate videos so flawlessly.
But beyond its understanding of physics, its true superpower as an assistant is its memory. Omni retains context conversationally, much like a human employee working right beside you. Imagine collaborating with a real human video editor. They remember the brand colors you established an hour ago, the pacing you prefer, the specific vibe of the project. Omni maintains that exact same continuous thread of your project's history. If you upload a video, ask it to add photos, and then change the mood of a scene, you don't have to start from scratch and re-explain the entire project every single time you want to make a minor tweak. It remembers the previous steps in your workflow, allowing you to just iterate naturally.
All right, let's get practical with Section 3, video editing in action.
Let's look at an express use case for content creators dealing with messy backgrounds and terrible lighting on phone videos. Listen to this specific, real-world prompt. Gemini, take this video of me talking. I want you to change the background to a modern cyberpunk-style office, add these 3 photos on floating screens around me, and make the lighting match. The output here is just brilliant. It doesn't just apply a cheap green screen cutout. It understands the 3-dimensional perspective and the lighting on your face. The harsh, yellow room lighting of the original video gets seamlessly replaced by the cool, neon blue and pink glow of the cyberpunk backdrop, reflecting naturally on your skin. It modifies the original footage based on the specific photos you provided, matching the aesthetic perfectly. This level of granular compositing literally used to require a dedicated visual effects team and days of rendering. Now, your digital butler handles it in minutes.
Let's move to and see how this builds, because this workflow is completely iterative. You start with an initial prompt to set the baseline scene and get your first result. Then, you provide constructive criticism to evolve it. You can simply tell Omni, okay, I like it, but make this cyberpunk office nighttime and have it start raining outside the window. Because it retains that conversational context we talked about, it doesn't scrap your original creation or scramble the floating screens. It maintains the consistency of the elements you already approved and simply evolves the scene by adding the rain and adjusting the ambient light. It's a highly efficient way to craft exactly what you're picturing in your head.
Next up is Section 4, the golden prompt structure.
To consistently get those Hollywood-level results, you need a tactical framework for giving orders. Think of it like the pine disinfectant analogy. If you tell someone to clean the house, they might just sweep the surface and call it a day. But if you tell them, sweep the living room, mop the floors with pine disinfectant, and dust the wooden furniture, the result is exactly what you wanted. Detailed, structured instructions always beat lazy ones. And that brings us to the 4 crucial components of the golden prompt. First, the role. Tell Gemini who it's acting as, like, act as an expert film director. Second, the input. Tell it exactly what assets you're providing. I am uploading this 10-second video. Third, the action. Clearly state what you want it to do. Make the product appear floating. And finally, the world rules. Provide the specific physics or stylistic boundaries, like, keep the water physics natural. Combining these 4 elements is absolutely crucial because it eliminates the AI's need to guess, and when you remove the guesswork, your digital butler delivers masterpiece results every single time.
Finally, we have Section 5, limitations and rules. Let's bring things back down to earth for a second, because even the most powerful tools have practical constraints. So, the crucial point is understanding the rules of the game so you don't get frustrated. First, you can only upload 1 video at a time right now. You are absolutely free to combine that single video with multiple photos for reference, but uploading 5 different videos at once, that's going to throw an error. Second is exclusivity. These heavy-duty multimodal video editing features are locked behind Google's paid subscription tier. And third, hallucinations. Like we said, this isn't magic, it's a simulation engine. If you ask for something that breaks basic logic, like making water flow upwards without explicitly changing the gravity parameters, the simulation engine clashes with the rules of reality. That's when you get visual glitches. So keep your requests creative for sure, but physically coherent.
We are officially entering a space where you essentially have a tech giant's world simulation engine right inside your browser. The era of losing hours to basic, mundane editing is gone. So, as you look at your own workflow and think about multiplying your time, here's a thought to leave you with. What is the very first boring task you will delegate today?